Thinking about different forms of poem wasn't an easy task, right? While searching for poems, we usually don't pay attention to what type of poem we are reading. Mostly, we are more focused on the words in the topic, because those two elements are stimulating our emotion and attract our attention. Recognizing a form and focusing on the writing style help us to better understand the poem we're reading, because the form is sometimes connected to the main ideas. What element do you need to pay attention to in order to write or recognize the form of a poem? The main characteristic is that poem is written in lines and narrow columns. Lines are formed in stanzas, a block of lines similar to paragraphs in prose. Poems differ in the number of lines in stanzas and the whole poem. Next is meters, that has an important role in achieving rhythm. It's a type of poetic measurement used to measure the number of syllables and the emphasis the author put on the certain syllables. Paying attention to meter, you can understand the author and his focus. Of course, we're probably familiar with rhymes. Rhymes give a poem special rhythm. It is made by matching the word or sound at the end of lines. Forms that contain the rhymes usually have a defined pattern you need to pay attention to. Writing a poem can be quite difficult, especially for beginners. Using the right word, giving them different meanings, forming them in lines that make sense is something you need to practice for. You need to know the basic element of a poem, based on which you can better understand the structure of a poem and thus write your own. Knowing the structure helps you to understand the idea and topic the author is writing about. It can help you to choose the theme of your poem, because through the past development of poetry, certain poems have been focused on a specific theme. Why? Because they are culturally shaped, and each culture uses poem for different purposes. What form of poem exists? Well, there's a lot of them, but we will cover some of the most famous and originate from different parts of the world. If you want to write about love, the sonnet is a poem for you. It's originally from Italy in the 13th century. It consists of 14 lines divided into 2 quadrants and 2/3 with rhymes following one of the patterns: ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE, or ABAB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. What about writing about nature? Haikus is a famous Japanese poem consisting of 3 lines and 17 syllables divided into lines by the following form: 5-7-5. Maybe you haven't heard about ghazal, but it's an Arabic poem for logging, consisting of 5 to 15 stanzas, and each stanza consists of 2 lines forming a couplet. The lines have the same meter and a specific rhymes pattern. At last, we have limerick, as an old English short and mostly funny poem written in one single stanza, made of 5 lines with the rhyme scheme of AABBA. Of course, this is just a short review of some poem forms. If you are interested in other forms, search for odes, elegies, epigram, villanelle, and others that you find interesting and easy to write. But remember that it's okay to break some of the rules. Every master in poetry does it. Congratulations for completing this short lesson, which gave you a brief review of some forms of poem famous around the world. If you'd like to learn more about poetry, or if you're interested in accessing additional resources in the 3Ps program, please visit the resource library on the Act It Out MOOC.